Hey guys, welcome back with another video with links. So now, before we start, I have to apologize. A couple of my neighbors are digging holes like good old dwarfs they are. And oh boy, it's been going on since 6 a.m. My brain is getting hammered. Not in the good way. Even though I sound as if I'm pouring myself a drink, I'm just pouring myself water. A nice cup of water. I even forgot to make myself coffee. I have to make it after this recording. So, what do we have today? We have a beautiful siege. I was still trying to say where's the music, where's the sound, but it seems it is here. But yeah, we have a lovely siege. We have the cool guys who are sieging Telefernum. There's Masilla, Carthage, and Arveni. They're going all in versus a well, you can see the Seleucids there. Seems they have one artillery. Oh, so they bought in-house artillery. I don't know, inside artillery. But yeah, there are the Seleucids protecting that hill. We'll see who is in there. I swear, I just read the things before going, and I was like, oh, this looks nice. I'll check it out. They told me it goes down to the wire. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, pause the video right now. Get yourself a cup of tea, a mug of coffee, a few biscuits, maybe 20 chicken nuggets, a steak, some chips, a nice salad, some bread, and what else can you get yourself? Why is the sound so low? I mean, it's the normal sound of every time. Anyway, there you go. But just put it slightly up. So Mercenary Gallic warriors over here going up with some Italian swordsmen, Libyan infantry as well in the first wave. Axe warriors following suit over there with some chosen swords, which is an interesting choice. A good one in my opinion. You should save up your Celtics for last, but he seems he just has chosen swords over there. Could it be that they're playing on ultra units? It seems they are playing on ultra over here. They have a ridiculous amount of troops present. Iberian swords over there, Sicilian hoplites, and some Taurus swordsmen as expected. There are some giant ballistas back here that they're possibly waiting to use. Never really recommend giant ballistas on this map scenario. I would always get a mobile ballista, even if you just get it out here, because I know some of you do not like manual firing, shotgun firing. They find it repulsive. So there's Athens defending as well. That's so Seleucids and Athens, and yeah, it's a nice 3v3. So the Italian swords over here are getting slaughtered by that ballista, getting 75 kills. That's pretty much killing an entire unit out of the blue, equaling out the value of the armies as it goes. And Tillis. So yeah, this is going to be a really hard nut to crack. The Tillis and Athenian player will be able to hold for a long time, and the good old hillmen in the front are going to absorb a lot of damage, supported by the Celtic Wars just behind them. They're going to do really well. Now the question is, where are these Gallic hunters? These Gallic hunters need to move in, and need to move in quick. Really good that they have the Levy Freeman over there, but they need to have something back here as well, because sellouts are not uncommon in those directions as well. On this side, a sellout could prove devastating coming in from those directions as well, so they should have something protecting there. And the river itself is not really that a good place to pass, because it gives you time to notice it, but having a few units protecting there, even a few archers back here, helping to contain the threat of firing that this arc provides. Now that said, we have the charge of the Celtics over here, and it seems I saw wrong. I'm sure I saw chosen. Yeah, okay, they're chosen and Celtics in the first wave. The Celtics are charging in. They did quite a bit of damage against those hillmen, and archers are now coming in, shooting in from the flank. Really beautiful shots over there, getting a lot of kills. I would focus down the hillmen and just get rid of them as soon as possible, because they do have a lot of pila. The Celtic warriors do have a decent amount of shield value, and you're not hitting them entirely from the rear. This blob is putting in pressure. Keep in mind there are Eastern Slingers up here, and if the defense had a bit of sense, they would have put a Cretan archer up here, and the amount of kills you get is just absolutely insane, especially if they're fighting for the walls like this. It just makes a lot of difference. Now over here, the Carthaginian player is making a mistake, waiting for all his units to be in place. Oh, it's a good shot. That's a very lovely shot over there into those tribal war, no Celtic warriors, that's absolutely fine. The defense is already in a mass retreat over there. The front line is collapsing. The hillmen and the Celtic warriors over here are not doing the best. But again, the Celtic warriors on the attack are not really getting the kills that they would like, and the Eastern Slingers are not doing quite a bit of damage. Sorry, apologies. Reducing the health of that. The hillmen and the Celtics over here holding the line admirably. Now the Libyan infantry is coming back on the back of these hillmen, and that will do a lot of damage. Again, even those Celtics will get attacked. And oh, that was a really nice shot over the Torx swordsman. Getting hit, and the Celtic warriors over there. Light hoplites and Torx hoplites holding the front lines there. That's going to be interesting. Now these Gallic warriors, suicide going attack there, so I would just provide some assault here, cause a bit of confuffle, and then go in. Those hoplites are getting slaughtered by the artillery. Taurus spears are getting a few decent shots in there. The Celtic warriors and the Chosen over here are not managing to break through, but at the expense of that, the center is collapsing, and they're going to need to throw in more units to defend the center over there by the attackers. Lots of Celtic Slingers coming in here, and they will get a decent, semi-decent shot up till here, but this is far too far away. The defense did a really good hold on the wall, but now they should just have fallen back to this location and just held under the cover of their own arrow tower, and then just slowly started pulling back, because at this point they're going to be losing so many units they won't be able to hold on for very long. Our Willy fire coming in, still a bit of a waste at this point. I would really suggest 180 kills with that ballista should really start aiming into this blob over here, over there, killing as many as possible. These Celtic warriors just, oh wow, those Celtic warriors just got slaughtered over there. Celtic warriors over here are breaking as well, and the Carthaginian player has placed in a foothold. The forces are moving slowly forward, and there is still a lot left in reserve. Large armies from all sides. The Arveni player is taking the blunt of the attack force, but that is normal. One player always needs to fight the most. Hello, Simba. What do you want, buddy? You've done exploring. Let's watch the game together. No, not interested. Well, fair enough. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of confuffle over here. The X-War is managing to get into those Taurus spears, silencing them. More troops coming in on here. I would have sent that Celtic warrior unit into this tribal warriors and try to break these guys as fast as possible. Then again, these guys are getting melted by arrow fire. These archers doing relatively well, really good over there, and then the mercenary Gallic hunters over here are going to do beautiful against the Celtics and whatever is thrown into that way. The support of the Massilian players coming in, and that's going to provide a little bit of relief on this flank and maybe even help Carthage break through. The archery fire coming in, and these Celtic warriors. To be honest, it is a bit of a bad angle. These guys should be positioned here, and it's quite well defended. He does have a few units left and right. These guys should be placed here, and then they help the assault from that flank. But it is absolutely okay. Now over here, the hill is being taken. Finally, these tribal warriors are going down. A lot of ammunition was spent on them. There's more tribal warriors up here, so they were holding the hill, and that's going to be a lot of damage. The Eastern Slingers here, which are really cheap unit, is doing a lot of work. And I never noticed that even giants are humbled by nimble slingers. I imagine it's David and Goliath hint over there, and will nod Easter egg thing. So these troops are moving in. Our Willy is shooting in. It's hitting a lot of units, and Italian swordsmen charging in and doing their damage wherever they can. Gallic warriors getting off the siege towers over there, and the Taurus swordsmen getting in over there as well. Now there's a lot of left for the defense team. The defense team still has a ridiculous amount of troops left. You have Taurus swordsmen, Taurus spears, a decent amount of Persian archers over there as well. Seems that the Cretan archers have barely even started firing. A mistake in my opinion, because you want to use your ammunition as fast as possible and deal as much damage as possible to the enemy forces as they're coming in, and there was ample opportunity for the defense to just hold this much longer if they just start falling back slowly and carefully. Careful retreat is always a good retreat. The Celtic Slingers over here coming back in, but they've already taken a significant amount of damage. We have 25 kills over there with no 25 damage infantry there with no other kills whatsoever. They're blind firing in. What are these? These are, it seems like the Thorax Swordsmen. 6-7 Thorax Swordsmen. Okay, that's a decent amount of Thorax Swordsmen that are died. Like what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, like 15, 20 Thorax Swordsmen over there with that volley coming in. But again, not the best. The Gallic Hunters over here are getting slaughtered by the Thorax Spears. They're shooting really good angle over there. More Thorax Hoplites as well. This is just a holding unit at this point. Just a hindrance while these Chosen Swords getting all the way here. It seems they're moving up that way. Yeah, the Arveni player has cleaned up the assault from this angle, and everything is moving in. The single line of Thorax Swordsmen over here won't hold for long, and the Thorax Swordsmen over here should start retreating very fast, or else start facing the other way. Yeah, they should hold here until this line holds, but then slowly start pulling back, because this is no longer an option for them. The Gallic Hunters over here melting those Celtic slingers, and that's going to be great. Over here this is broken and you need to start charging in. Tribal Warriors over here will hold on for a long time, but at this point just ignore them and go into the center and try to do as much damage as possible over there. Mercenary Gallic Warriors over here are ready to come up. These guys are dead. Never send in a wave and then wait for it to die and then send in the next one. It's good idea to always have a continuous non-stop assault. They have Peltast as well, which unfortunately won't do much damage from over there, but they could get a decent side shot from this side. Oh, sorry, from this side, killing a lot of troops there and damaging these Thorax Swordsmen, which decided to charge in. Not entirely sure if that is the smartest of decisions they could have taken, because now it opens them to flanking fire, and Thorax Swordsmen, as great as they are, they're not. They do have 42 shield value, which means the arrows will rip them to shreds if attacked from the flank or from the back. They're really shit. Don't use them. I mean, if you have to, don't use them. If you have to use Thorax Swordsmen, make sure that you use them in combination with a lot of missile forces, because once your missiles run out as well, you're dead. It seems the defense is losing heavily over here. They're making a big mistake of putting units on top of each other, meaning that these archers are going to be massacring them. Gallic Hunters also have the ability to snipe, means they are hidden while they attack, and that will do a lot of damage to these troops. As you can see, a lot of those Cretan archers died without even firing a shot. Most of them, it seems. They barely fired any shots over there. Syrian heavy archers being kept in the reserve as well, and it seems there are Thracian Peltas which are wasting their ammunition. Oh, that is so bad on routing units. These Celtic warriors really are doing that good job over there. They're wasting a lot of ammunition over there. Something that shouldn't be happening. Always put your units on guard mode and turn off fire at will whenever you can. Archers getting up here is going to be a pain in the ass to this entire flank, because they're going to do a lot of damage in that regard. And it seems finally they've broken through. The Libyan infantry over here doing really well in the Chosen, cleaning up the rest. The arrow tower is finally being captured and the units are coming in. From the attacker's side, there are still some reserves over here, Levi Freeman reserves, and then there is the entire Carthaginian heavy infantry force still waiting to come in. They have lots of Scutarii, which are really good. They have some Iberians, which are light infantry, but they have decent Peltast capacity. It seems there are some citizen cav out here which could do damage, but not against this force. They could charge into these mercenary Gallic Hunters and do damage there, but it is limited in scope. Gallic Hunters are melting these Cretan archers one by one over there, and they are down to almost half strength there, meaning they're going to be doing a lot of damage. In the the value for money of these Gallic Hunter doubles whenever you kill an archer unit. It's double value that if you kill an infantry unit. It simply, because archers are so good. Citizen cavalry charging in to hold the line as these Garrisoning Gallic warriors manage to get in through the rear into those Thorax, which are now getting attacked from two sides. The mercenary Gallics are going to die, but the debuff on the Thorax are going to be significant. The citizen cav there is going to be doing not much. They had so much citizen cav. Why didn't you use them to harry and harass the attackers? Oh, as we were talking, the citizen cav did manage to get into these archers over here, doing a lot of damage, almost breaking these guys. That's down to half health. That's down 11 guys. This is down by 50, and this is down a little bit. They didn't do that much, but they did get 60 kills over there, which is significant against those archers, especially when they were doing so much damage. heavy horse coming in and melting the citizen cav. Citizen cav aren't usually the best of cavalry to use, but they can be quite good in certain scenarios. Cycle charging into those Thorax swordsmen, and Thorax swordsmen against Thorax hoplites will lose, especially with cycle charges in the rear. It seems the assault is stuttering to a stop over there, mostly because Carthage is not sending its units in. It should really send its units in ASAP. Archers over here are doing a lot of damage as tribal warriors are retreating, and most of the assault over here, the defense over here has been retreated and is going away. Those tribal warriors are actually getting shot in the back, and quite a number of them have died. I would place to be honest, these archers are in perfect position to melt anything here. They could shoot into the rear of these Thorax hoplites, and they could just, this is a place that cannot be held any longer. The Thorax hoplites over here getting assaulted, thrown Pila into the rear over there by the Thorax swordsmen, and that's going to lose a lot of their men. The hunters are going on top of the walls, and they're going to have clear field of vision over there. Defense has lost a ridiculous amount of men holding the front. Honestly, really well executed assault over here. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to last another 43 minutes, because there are more than enough troops against the balance of powers, heavily in favor of the attackers. You have more than enough troops to just storm up the hill and do insane amount of damage over there, especially with their missiles still relatively fresh over there. Yeah, these Thorax swordsmen are losing a ridiculous amount. I'm not sure why the Idle Pelters are in melee over there. Yeah, those Thorax swordsmen absolutely melted over there in the retreat, getting shot in the rear, and I would even shoot at this citizen cav, just kill them while they're there and they're running away. Yeah, those Thorax swordsmen went down from 120 men to 60 over there. These Thorax hoplites are next, as it would be custom. The Thorax swordsmen over there are breaking. The Thorax hoplites over there by Athens are breaking as well. So Athens has been pushed back heavily. Try to hold the front as long as possible. Solus the player has barely committed any troops, that is, and there are still probably a crap ton of tribal warriors. We can see at least 4 of tribal warriors, which you just don't break through tribal warriors. Thorax hoplites trying to run away, but they're getting again shot in the back. They do have a ridiculously high melee defense, but they have 45 shield value out of 90 armor, meaning that they're going to be doing taking a lot of damage in the rear over there. And it's good to kill them over there. Cretan archers over here are getting down to 25 guys. They're not doing very well, and they're shooting at walls. They're going to do damage to these Gallic hunters, but these Gallic hunters are very, very soon out of ammunition, and that's going to be the end of them. The other Cretan archers over there will die as well if these guys still have ammunition, but it seems they're out of ammunition. They 165 kills, that is relatively decent. Citizen cav fighting Thorax swordsmen over here. Not sure what these Thorax swordsmen are doing. They've neutralized the gates. These chosen should really just charge in and help the assault. And the armies are moving in closer, ever closer. That is going to be, they're going to set up now and start the secondary assault, because it seems they've both kind of taking a break and taking a breather from what is happening around them. That said, what could be the options that the attackers have in going in? So the main option is they put some units over here to hold any possible side sally charges into their flanks, and then with the remainder of their troops they just push heavily here. Archers placed here will do a lot of my cat is hiding what's happening on the screen. Will do a lot of damage into any of these flanks. This is not the ideal way of absorbing them. They took an entire volley of PL and lost 7 guys. Guess that is absolutely okay. Taurus Spears versus Taurus Spears. These Taurus Spears have 5 PL, at least 2 of them have been wasted with only 9 kills. Thorax Swordsman coming in. Problem is Carthage is staying way too safe. It is not committing whatsoever to the fight, and it needs to commit everything to the fight, otherwise there's not going to be much happening. These Taurus Spears are being wasted. You don't really use your PLR like that in the front. yeah, it seems the assault now has whittled out, and I can see why most of the Arveni, which was the main component of the initial assault, the person who really led the fight, is whittled out. Most of his troops have died fighting for the walls, and now the Massilian player, which was following the lead, is also down to half strength, while Carthage, it has been silent and stayed like waiting from on the behind of the scenes, is not doing anything still, and he still has Cretan archers and full ammunition. They need to be used, and they need to be used quickly, so you can break through this very fast. Otherwise you're going to lose a lot of your units. They're also not coordinating their assaults very effectively over here. They lost an entire unit of Taurus spears there with 0 kills, mostly because of all the missiles. The Arveni player taking the lead, as we saw earlier on, doing quite a lot of damage over there as well, shooting straight into the sides of those archers, killing a lot over there. They're trying to lead an assault up the hill on their own without the Carthaginian player really helping out at all, and that is dreadful. The Carthaginian player seems to be having problems with Samnites not wanting to get onto the wall from there, but at this point it doesn't really matter. His Cretan archers need to be here. They need to be providing the arc of fire that they do, melting these Persian light archers, not letting them get value. Really nice way to get these Taurus spears out and charging them from the flanks. That's going to do a lot of damage. Taurus spears going into square formation, that's going to be really good for them. These Celtic archers out of ammunition, getting shot at by the Persian light archers, where they're getting a lot of kills from that. The Massilian player should also provide some support over here and try to get those tribals out of the way, because they do need to get into that area and break that. Where's the Carthaginian player? Carthaginian player is sending some Gershon and Gallic warriors up in the front, but it is not looking good for them. Still Cretan archers and Rhodian slingers, I believe. I would imagine. It seems they did not get slingers. Libyan infantry still also could be really helpful. The Scutari would melt the tribal wars, but they would lose to the missiles that are present in the rear over here. Carthaginian players slowly just bringing in his entire force inside. The Samnite warriors will not do that well against this force, because the tribal warriors are just better than them at holding the line. Samnite warriors are a holding unit rather than a fighting unit. I'm not entirely sure where they're retreating. They should just charge in and keep the pressure up. They're also taking a ridiculous amount of arrow fire here for free. They should be punishing this. Definitely the weakest player is the Carthaginian player here for the attack, and it's unfortunate that it is the only army that is pretty much still intact. But I'll stop ripping into them. I'll stop ripping into them and see. I mean, we can now see most of what the defense has left. They still have a decent force up here of reserves, even though they seem to be heavily damaged. They do have some tribals up here and some more Cretans, or they have basic archers. Okay, so that makes a difference. Syrian heavy archers still decent amount of ammunition as well, so that's going to be quite difficult to deal with. The troops over here are what is the main force, right? So you need these archers, the archers you have to shoot. You never really leave your archers till the end of the fight, especially if you're attacking in the siege. You need them at the start. You need to define the lead at the start. If you have archers at the end, just archers and not enough infantry to defend them, then there's no point. You need to take advantage with the archers killing 200 units, 150 to 200 units, because that is taking essentially an entire force out. Now these Celtic slingers are getting killed. Really good use of these mercenary Gallic hunters over there. These Gallic hunters are out of ammunition. No, they still have ammunition, but they're getting shot at by the Celtic slingers over there, doing quite a good amount of damage. Really good way of killing those guys. And over here, finally, the Taurus spears are breaking, and now a blob of death has happened. There are pikes stacking over here, which is a really good way of making sure your army, that your pikes do not get killed by missiles at all. I wonder what rules that they played with. I believe they would play with 1-2-4 rules, which is the rules that most people play with. On my stream, I usually just like playing with 1-1-4 rules, which are a bit easier and much more manageable than the 2 pikemen, and then there's no crying out loud because someone stacked their pikes. P.S. we barely see pikemen anymore in our forces anyway. These guys only have 44 kills. Oh, I thought they were out of ammo, but it seems they aren't. They're trying to kill these Syrian archers, but they're going to lose that engagement every single time. Syrian archers, well, Syrian archers have the elevated route as well as they have more armor, so they would not trade that well against them. I mean, then again, these guys are getting valuable kills over there because the Syrian archers could be melting all of this infantry really heavily. Or are the Cretans moving in? The Cretans are not moving in, which explains why the timer is so long. People seem to, and I'll just take this time to actually discuss this, because there is a number of people who believe that you should conserve your ammunition. And as I said earlier, I'm on broken record on this at this point. You should really just engage as much as possible non-stop. You should. The biggest mistake the attackers are doing right now, which it's a fatal flaw in most fights, is they stopped. They didn't keep following. They had the advantage. The enemy was in full retreat. They were being given all the grounds, all the land. They stopped assaulting. They stopped moving, and they stopped fighting. And it does make a difference. It does make a big difference. And it does make a big difference in general. And yeah, it's now the Cretan archers are coming in. Now the Cretan archers are going to be much more of a challenge to these Syrian archers. They do have a little bit of armor, but they are already taking a lot of damage from these Syrian archers. But as you can see, the Syrian archers are melting in the volleys. They took a lot of damage already from the Gallic hunters, and now they're going to die over there. More Persian light archers, which 192 kills. These guys have done definitely really well over there. I would focus fire them down now, even though they're probably very close out of ammunition. Just kill them and break them as fast as possible. Syrian archers are broken. Now the Cretans are going to be phenomenally important in this location. They needed to be here like 10 minutes ago, yes, but they're going to be phenomenally important. Also, it's a good idea that if you're on the same team and you know the guys, try to think what your allies will do and be there to support them, like have units ready to support. Ping F5, don't be, you know, just mark things and say, listen, this is happening, do this, this is happening, do that. It does make a big difference. I also like that the Gallic hunters over here, he was switching from melee to missile to kind of hide the fact that they still had ammunition. Persian light archers over there taking a lot of damage. Now the next unit should be the Thorax swordsman, which is going to be a perfect angle to get shot into the rear. And if that swordsman dies, it's going to melt. If that swordsman gets a shot, I mean that's probably a misclick there. But these Thorax swordsmen need to get shot and need to get shot now, because that is going to be beautiful for these Cretan archers. Unfortunately, they noticed their situation and they moved out of position. Why is he not shooting them? They're perfect. They have their ass in front of your face. You take a bite always when you have an ass in front of your face. Wait, what am I saying? Jesus Christ. What did I say? Yeah, anyway. Yeah, you shoot that thing, and I wonder if anyone will notice what I said, like, because I know this is towards the middle, so people usually tend to skip this part, but hey, gotta do the grind. It's an enjoyable fight so far. So now finally the Carthaginian player is moving in his troops, and the Massilian player is now free to charge into this side. And I must say, this side would be a tricky place to push. You would push this slowly to make sure that no reinforcements come here, because that is going to be a choke point of choke points. We're there. Why are the Cretans not firing? The Cretans have perfect shot. They could even possibly use heavy shot on those Thorax, kill them, and allow the forces to go through. Okay, it's taking a while. Shooting in now that more Cretans are coming in, so it's not going to get that many shots. See, already number of them are dropping in like flies. Royal Peltus general over there shooting at the Thorax swordsman, not really a big loss. What are they shooting at now? No, you shouldn't shoot at the Syrian heavy archers. Shoot at the Cretans. It's gonna be more important to kill the Cretans rather than those guys. Those guys are still moving. Cretans are not moving. Are the oh no, those have spent their ammunition. Okay, then it's my fault over there for misreading that. So he's dealing with the archers. Archer versus archer. It's not the worst that you could do. Again, he could have really done a lot of damage on the front line that wouldn't be there. Once the front line isn't there, you'd be killing in the archers really easily with your melee. Archers here breaking down to 50 guys. These guys, oh, did they pull their bow out for a second there? Hey, those Syrians did not do much at all. Cretan archers somehow still getting their value. Over here the pikes are moving in and are going to be doing some damage over there. This blob is going to take a while to break. The Cretans over here, which are out of ammunition, now getting shot. Royal Panthers did not get that many kills. The Gallic Hunters is trying to shoot the pikes from the flanks over there and doing some damage. Are there still some missiles? These guys seem to be all out of ammunition. Yeah, they all have no ammunition left. Charging into the flanks over here, making that one Iberian, oh wow, died really quickly there. Come on, shoot, help your guys out, kill those Torque swordsmen. Don't even know what I was saying. Torques over here are breaking and they're moving in. Going to do a lot of damage there. Tribal warriors coming in. Torx boys over there are dying. Means overall these units will eventually chew through, especially Chosen Sword will beat Torx hoplites, but they need the archer fire. It is just a grind at this point. There's no skill. The Scutari and noble fighters are at the back. They should be at the front. They should be in this mess because they will do so much damage over there. Unfortunately the Massilian player is pushing on his own once again. I mean, Massilian player and the Arvenian player are pushing on their own. Yeah, getting side shot over there by those Cretans, fresh Cretans over there. It's going to be really painful. This is what I was referring to over here. That you see how fast those guys died? This should have been the fate of these guys. I mean, they're slowly breaking this, but it cost them so much more than it should have. Yeah, they lost an entire unit of Massilian hoplites there for free, and these Torque swordsmen are down to less than half their health. Pretty much free of charge over there, free shots. Those free shots existed over here but weren't used, which is unfortunate. There's still Cretan archers, but there's still Baric slingers as well. Baric slingers should be able to shoot all the way up to those Thracian peltas. They do have a line of sight. Maybe even place them instead of these Oathsworn and these Axe Warriors, and they would do a lot more damage. Libyan infantry, they're holding the front. They're getting shot again. This is not good. Basic archers, 115 kills is not a good thing to have on the enemy team. It means you are not microing your unit properly, and it's going to be doing a lot of damage to yourself. These archers are moving out of the way once more. Oh. Sad noises. I mean, I'm gonna fast forward this because at this point it is becoming a grind. The Carthaginian player, and it's just unfortunately slowing down his team tremendously. I can understand why it lasted so long now. It seems the Arveni player has given up and is trying to on his own break this side, but it's not going to really happen. There isn't enough forces over here, and the Carthaginian player needs to really help his allies before they run out of troops. Now the Carthaginian player still has units back here. If I manage to zoom, wait a second. So if we go slightly back here, see they still have a lot of mercenary Semites over there, noble fighters, Semites, and more Scutari. So those guys need to be in the thick of it. They need to be coming in up this way. It doesn't let you play on them 3 times speed. They almost broke this side again, but now they're sending more troops, and this is what I was talking about. If there was enough pressure being carried out on this, the right flank, no, sorry, the left flank, the right flank would have broken. They wouldn't have been able to send this many reinforcements to it, and there wouldn't have been this confuffle happening. Carthaginian player is just conserving all of his units as if he's on the defense there. He needs to be aggressive, he needs to be fast, and he needs not to let his opponents think. And that way is how you win games, boys and girls. I mean, slowly breaking the area over there. Cretan archers are moving in. They're shooting up anything they can. Hopefully, this one came back to that position and it's hopefully going to start shooting into there. There is no more archers that you should be shooting at. You should be shooting at those damnable Thorax swordsmen from the flank. Thorax swordsman should not have that many kills. Okay, he's focusing on the pikemen. Lots of buffs being thrown in by the defense. The defense is losing a lot of troops over here. Thorax swordsman getting really more Pila again in that fight. Gallic hunters and Cretan archers over here are trying to shoot. What are these archers doing? They ran out of ammunition. Seems so, because these guys are going in melee. 177 kills, not the worst. Could have definitely done a lot more. They were in a position to do a lot more. These Thorax hoplites are going to hold on for a long period of time unless they get shot. Finally, those Thorax swordsmen getting shot there. As you can see, they went down from 80 to 61, and they were going to fall down really quickly after this if they get another shot into their flanks. They're getting shot, and the tribal wars over here are getting shot. Celtic Wars breakthrough. It seems the tribals are the one now being focused down by these Cretan archers. 195 kills over there, and they're going to really hopefully break that. The Royal Peltas will be next, but they're going to need some support over here. Scutari are going to do well, but they need the Old Sworn to kill those Royal Peltas from the front, because otherwise they will keep fighting and doing a lot of damage. Thorax hoplite generals also there. So there are 2 generals, which also could be the reason we saw that they did not break at all, if any way possible. What's pop-ups coming up? Go away. Oh, gonna fast forward again, but we're seeing a little bit of movement. To be honest, this is dragging on a bit too much. They won the outer walls within the first 15 minutes, and they need another maybe 15 minutes of non-stop pressure. Like, they did an absolutely excellent assault on the walls, really well executed, really well attacked. Arveni doing really well, Massilla supporting. Even Carthage, you know, staying in reserve, protecting the rear, etc. But once they got inside the city, Carthage, for some reason, decided to stay very, very conservative, not using his forces whatsoever, and it's letting the assault move in slowly. Now, what we're seeing is that they are breaking through. Massilla is charging up the hill and trying to get the units blocked in there, being aggressive, holding the line. That's really good. There are 2 generals holding there, and that's pretty much it. The thing is, now there needs to be a real coordinated assault there. The archers need to be firing in from the flanks and need to be doing a lot of damage. You need to have a lot. Whoa. These guys need to be doing a lot more from the flanks. It seems they're running out of ammunition. There is, I believe, another unit over here that still has ammunition. You need that to come here. The amount of raw damage output that you have on these units is absolutely insane. Another thing you do, put a unit down there and burn down this goddamn siege tower. That siege tower needs to go as fast as possible. There's still... How many pikeman units does this guy have? Where's that? The Seleucid pikes. They definitely have got a number of... Yeah, that was the Seleucid pikes. Were there. They do have a lot of pikes, so they'll be able to hold that hill for a long time. The Royal Peltas over here getting peeled, which is decent enough to see. Whenever you see someone peeling, you just charge them and stop them from throwing peel, and you'll be fine. The archers up here, 200 kills on basic archers. That is absolutely insane. That is genuinely absolutely. They have only 35 damage, 125 range. It's not really that good. Now the remainder of these troops are moving in. There is still some reserves left here and there. Mercenary noble fighters, just throw them in. Don't leave them at the end. They will break when army losses hit. When army losses hit, you want to have your archers without ammunition left. You want to have levy freemen. You want to have super weakened units at the back. You don't want to have your most expensive, really strong unit. So there's Taurus pikemen. So just basically pike walls now. That is going to be a pain in... Oh, that's a nice design. Should be an artist. There's going to be a painful thing to break through. The defense as well. Pike cheese is heavy on this one. They're sacrificing these Cretan archers. I'm not sure for what, but for blood gods, cause for the skull throne it seems. They are doing this technique, are they? Or they're just trying to hide? Massilian they put them in the right position. They could start attacking the Arrow Tower and burning it down. And if you burn that down the Arrow Tower, you're gonna reduce a lot of the damage that they're gonna give you, because that's a consistent damage over there. It does more than a normal arrow shot damage, and it doesn't run out of ammunition at all. So you're gonna be doing really well over there. There's still a lot of defense based on the on the pikemen as well, but the most of the attacks balance bar comes in from the ammunition that they still have here. The Balearic Slingers will be absolutely excellent in dealing with these Storks, certainly these pikemen over there doing a lot of damage, and they need to be used. They need to get them in and do the damage. They will get a really good shot from here. There's still a Cretan archer unit as well, which is very good to see, but these metal Palthusts over there also coming in, going to be doing a lot of damage. The chosen swords are going to charge in. They get battle frenzy, and they're going to hit in the tribal warriors, and they're going to be doing a lot of damage there. Seems this is a standoff from that side and not going to be doing much. The Balearic Slingers are being pulled in. The Cretan archers are getting into the flank, and if the Cretan archers shoot into this, a few volleys, it should be enough to weaken it, enough to do the damage that is necessary. Semite warriors are also being brought up, and they're ready to charge in. Where are the noble fighters? Noble fighters, we want to see the noble fighters. Noble fighters are being brought in. They're being brought up here, and they will be perfect to charge up this hill to deal with those troops. They're trying to shoot down the pikemen, which will do a lot of collateral damage to everything else in the sides. The pikemen over here getting a shot, and they're falling one by one over there. Tribal wars also getting killed over there, so it's going to be a really good area of damage they could be doing. See, look at the kills. Look at the kills they're getting, right? They were like at 30, right? And now they're shooting in the flanks of this, and they're just melting it. They're just melting it, and that's how exactly what you want to see. Keep shooting. Don't stop shooting because the pikemen broke. Keep shooting. You don't need ammunition for the pikemen. You have the slingers. The slingers will be more than enough to kill all of those pikemen over there. The Semite warriors over here are melting the Stork swordsmen. Oathsworn coming in as well. The pikes holding the line at the end. Please, no way. They're going to die. They're going to break and they're going to run away because there isn't enough, right? There isn't enough defense. The army lost melties will hit before they use all their pikemen. So just kill their units and massacre them forward. Archers coming in again, shooting in. They are shooting at the tribal wars from the flank. At least they're doing a good job. 144 kills. Like, look at fast these guys are getting kills. Like, let's look at them. Like 144, 10 kills per shot at this point. 10 kills per volley. That's 150 kills, but it's already, they still have ammunition. So look at them. Look at them. 155, 170 almost there. And it's just breaking units really quickly. Now you get them down here, you get them right, and shoot in the back of that Royal Peltast unit. The Royal Peltast unit is going to vanish. There's not going to be a Peltast anymore. Units are charging up the hill over here, and mercenary Semites, they should get some support. The main problem here is they do have the Oathsworn unit, and that's why you need the Balearic Slingers, which are firing. They are firing, and they have a decent shot into getting into those pikemen, and the pikemen will not survive for long. Their morale is also very low. We have some Torok swordsmen over here, but that's not much. Royal Peltast are trying to run away, but they are engaged in the rear as well, so that's going to be something. As they're falling back, if they give up this arrow tower, then it's GG, because the defense cannot really hold. This arrow tower will do damage all the way up to here, and anything that's present. There's still 10 minutes left of the fight, so it's going to be a lot of damage left. But again, at this point, the defense is winning on terms of time. But the main issue here is because the time of the defense, the attack took to make this move. Right, this move could have been done whenever. They wasted a lot of resources, wasted a lot of troops over there, and they did not use their ammunition accurately from that side. As well as this assault, there were 2 failed assaults attempts before they finally managed to make the right push, and the right push could have happened only if there was a coordinated assault from both sides, and this side would be breaking, so there would be units stripped from this right side of the defense, right side of the defense into the left side over there. The horde is coming in. They need to capture this arrow tower as fast as possible, and they need to kill that Oathsworn general. The generals need to die if there is going to be a breakage. It is very smart from the defense that they're pulling them off and sending them to the rear, but at this point the generals need to die if there's going to be any meaningful change in this fight. Now the slingers are firing into those pikemen. The pikemen are pulling back. Okay, they're pulling back. And to be honest, if they do end up giving up this line and the victory point is capped, that's going to be really dangerous, because the morale buff that they get from being there is going to end. The Oathsworn versus Oathsworn, one of them is slightly winning. That's mostly because of the arrow tower providing support over there. The Chosen Swords will hopefully provide the support necessary to deal with those Oathsworn. And these guys do have a better rhythm as well, so they will be doing a lot of damage. The arrow tower has been neutralized, and there's noble fighters that are still left. Send the noble fighters up into cleaning out those Oathsworn. Don't let other units die. Noble fighters will do a really good job over there. See, these Cretan archers, 223 kills and still have ammunition, right? The guys down here could have easily gotten the same amount of kills, easily, and still gotten ammunition, but they were wasted, unfortunately. It pissed me off, okay? I know I mentioned it a million times. It pissed me off a lot. Now, these Oathsworn are just buying time at this point. They're just buying time, and that's not really a good sign for the attackers. They do have a gap where they can abuse over there. The damage to the pikes is not really working out in their favor right now. So that's not going to go really down well. Chosen Swords are breaking. These Oathsworn are holding the line quite admirably, but they're slowly dying. They're slowly dying. The Bardic Slingers are not really doing the damage they should be doing right now, and not many people realize, but this is a really decent gap that you can move your units through, and one of the best ways to deal with the Oathsworn is to indeed get in the rear. There's also another minute gap on this side that could be used, but that's slightly more difficult to use in this scenario. Scutari are going in as well, charging into the Oathsworn. The Oathsworn lines are really mingled and mangled over there. Now these guys still have ammunition. Get them here, right? Get them there, and they will shoot into the flanks of those troops. Samite warriors not using noble fighters whatsoever. So I'm not sure what they're going to plan to do, because there are pikes and pikes and pikes over here. There are 3 units of pikes that, I mean, they're pulling them back because of the missile fire, which I understand. They want to hold this little gap. I'm not sure. Like, they could do that or could do this, but then they're still going to get shot in the flank. The Oathsworn is losing. The general has died over there. There is a charge in by the attackers. Coming in, they should not really be falling back that far. Should have kept the pike unit there, a pike wall there, and let the arrow tower do the magic, and they would have won. There's no way. They have too much pikes for them to lose if they were to hold these areas. The attackers haven't shown the best use of ammunition. Even if they did, they should be running very low on ammunition by now. In fact, they are engaging with most of their archers, and that's going to be mostly the end of it. Citizen Cav over here is trying to find a gap that it could exploit and support it. Try to charge into the Oathsworn to support it, but this Oathsworn is now being massacred. They're charging in straight through the gap over there that was created by these guys falling down. They're down to 30 guys, and they're just being slaughtered. They were holding off quite a lot of units over there. If these units do charge into the rear of that will break. Are there any units left? This is just the entire army. There are still Scutari units that haven't been used, and Gel Bloodguard has not been used as well. Samite warriors over there that are fresh. It seems the noble fighters are still there as well. They haven't really fought. They used some of their Pila, but that's just about it. The Oathsworn over here are getting charged in the rear by the Scutari. That's going to be the end of them. The pikes will go into formation, and it's down to the wire. It is down to the wire. These guys are getting to hold for a little longer, but not much. Citizen Calf charging into the rear of Scutari. That's going to hurt a little bit because Scutari do not have that much armor, but Citizen Calf themselves are going to die. Thorax Pikemen stacked on top of Royal Peltas. Yeah, it's going to be a slaughter over there. That is not going to be the best of results happening there at all whatsoever. Scutari, their Pila will be useful in thinning down the lines of the pikemen. That is definite. That is a definite thing. The Oathsworn are broken, and they need to start just charging in at this point. They don't have time. There is less than 4 minutes left. They don't even have time to capture the victory point at this point. They need to wipe out the defenses entirely as fast as possible. Ooh. Okay. Balearic Slingers actually doing damage now. All of a sudden, these guys started dropping like flies. That's a lot of that Thorax Pikeman over there. That's a very much a lot of their Thorax Pikemen. Their Thorax Pikemen over here also taking a big Pila to the face, and that is going to hurt them a lot. I'm not sure why these archers are being charged in. Doesn't make much sense because they're going to get the Pila from their allies as well. But those pikemen are thinning. The line is thinning, and now there needs to be a push like no other. This is just 2 lines. This is still intact. This is quite still strong, but this needs to break. And if one of those pikes breaks, then it's GG. These pikemen were absolutely useless. Pila throw into those pikemen again. Samite warriors using their Pila effectively there. Point blank range shooting into those pikes is really painful. 2.5 minutes left. So many units left in the battlefield for the attackers. This is quite something. 130 guys left. 120. These guys are 55. They're charging in, and they shouldn't be that many that they will hold on indefinitely. In fact, the alliance is breaking already, and the more that the lines break, the faster they will fall. Over there, noble fighters coming in as well, and will they get to throw their Pila? Not entirely, because the Samite warriors, and they could have also wasted their Pila already. It seems they already wasted their Pila. They're charging in against pikes, and they're going to try and get in. I mean, they got into the flank. They opened a small gap in the center. The pikes over here are breaking. They're down to 23 men, and the pikes on this side will not break. But this gap is where you chuck in everything. Grab everything you got, chuck it in. Just don't stop. Just chuck it in. These guys will die. At this point, that's the only thing that you can hope, and full of cause friction like this one. Small gaps to open, weaknesses, the guys are flanked, the neutralization has happened of the victory point, meaning the morale of the defense is going to go down. These guys are going down as well. They are down to 111, 116, the Turks Pikemen as well. The Balearic Slingers are not shooting, and where are the Cretan Archers? The Cretan Archers back here? No, the Cretan Archers were sent in to die for some reason. Absolutely beautiful. The Arvenia player knows exactly what they need to do, and they need to charge into those Cretans, kill those Cretans. That is the most balanced power that the defense has. That balanced power gone, the generals also getting charged in from the rear. That should be GG, and 30 seconds left on the clock. Arm losses should be triggered any second now for the defense, as these Cretan Archers, which had a lot of balance of power left, so you can see balance of power is moving literally by the seconds over there. Scutari going in, and the Samite warriors over here are trying to march in. The gap is a little bit tighter, and the pikemen are moving in as well. These guys are dying as well. Balance of power is almost over. Army losses will occur any second now. Scutari coming in as well. From here, they still have Pila left to throw, and they're going not to be afraid to use it. Archers are over there dying. There's one last ditch rally effort, and the army losses is going to be really, really painful for the defense as they watch their victory slip in from their fingers. I mean, there's no victory really at this point. Army losses or not, the defense was dead. 10 seconds left on the clock. I think they only had 30 seconds left on the clock, essentially. Yeah, pretty much, because I fast forwarded. So let's end the replay. Carthage, Excel, I'm so sorry, but I ripped onto you so much. Excel was the guy who sent me the replay. Thank you for sending it. Sorry I ripped into you. Hopefully it will help. But yeah, it pissed me off we didn't use the cretins earlier. Really good kills though on them. I have to admit, really good kills on them. You're a bit slow with your army, but at the end of the day, it still worked out. Shooter, doing really, really well, getting 2,600 kills there. Most of his units got very good kills. One unit did not over here, and that's because it was focused down. Really good kills with the artillery, long range. Really, really well done. Terror Clown 13 also doing very good. He got a lot of his units doing well. Chosen Swords, really good kills there. General still alive. So Milkshake over there, he did semi-okay. He's the guy who held the outer walls as long as possible, and he was the one holding the main defense. VSWLM also did really good, but again, you can't really kill tribal warriors. And Glyndwr over there, his archers doing absolute beast. These guys unfortunately did not do so well because he had his units overlapping, but he did absolute beast towards the end. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you want me to cover your videos, please send them over. Send me over Warhammer videos as well. Send me over replays from other games. Like if I play them, send them over. I'm doing Age of the Empires again, starting this week. I'm hoping my computer arrives, because I was planning today I would have my computer, definitely. Unfortunately, it hasn't arrived yet. You know, COVID and all the delays that happen. So I'm a bit thrown off schedule and a little bit demotivated because I just want my computer. Hence why I didn't upload the video yesterday, apart from having a shit ton of work as well. But this week I missed uploads twice. But I hope you guys will forgive me for that. But I promise when I get the new computer, I've got some really cool ideas set up, and it will be all in like 2K. Or 4K even recorded. So we'll see how that happens. With that said, guys, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages, have a lovely day and stay safe. Bye bye.